All right, this video is about multiplying polynomials, and in it we're going to do that as well as expand binomial expressions that are raised to positive integer powers. So, to multiply a polynomial and a monomial, you're going to use the distributive property and the properties of exponents. So let's talk about properties of exponents first. When you are multiplying exponents, when you are multiplying monomials, you add the exponents. So like in number 1, this is like a 1x here. 1x and 3x multiplied make x to the power of 4. Here we're going to have x to the 2. We're going to do 2 plus 5 and get 3x to the 7. You just multiply the coefficients out front. So if there's a coefficient, you're going to multiply 2 times 5 is 10x to the third. And here, again, even though there's not a number here, this is like x to the 1, and 1 plus 2 gives us 6x to the 3. All right, and now I have 7, and I can add the x's to be an x cubed, and then just put the y on the end. The y kind of tags along, 7x cubed y. And 3 times negative 3 gives us negative 9, and adding the y's gives me y to the 3. All right, and then we're going to also be using the distributive property, and to do that, you're going to multiply any two polynomials. You're going to multiply each term in the second polynomial by each term in the first. So you can see in blue the 2 is being multiplied to every part of the second polynomial, and also the x is being multiplied to every part of the second polynomial. So there are 3 different ways that we can conceptualize that. The first is just by multiplying straight across. So if I take this, let's go ahead and distribute. The first method is just to multiply horizontally. Before we multiply, though, it's good to write the polynomial in standard form. So standard form takes this polynomial here and it puts them in order with the exponents from largest to smallest. So a squared needs to go first, then the 5a, and the 2 that was first is now last. So I've rearranged the terms into order. All right, so now in order to multiply, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the a. I'm going to distribute the a to each part of the second polynomial. All right, and then we'll distribute the negative 3 to each part. So first we're going to distribute the a. We're going to have a comes in here to a squared. Okay, and then we have the a is multiplied by the negative 5a. And then the a is multiplied by the 2. And then we also distribute the negative 3. So now the negative 3, it's turned to come to everyone. So now negative 3 comes to the a squared. Negative 3 comes to the negative 5a, and negative 3 comes to the 2. So now we can just multiply that out. And when we're multiplying, remember we add our exponent. So a times a squared gives us a cubed, and this is a squared. This plus and a minus turns to a minus in front of the 5. Okay, so this is what we get when we multiply out. And then the last step is just to combine like terms for our final answer. And for the like terms, the 5a squared, the negative 5a squared, can be combined with the minus 3a squared to give us negative 8a squared. And the 2a can be added to the 15a to give us 17a. The negative 6 is tacked on the end. The second method of multiplying these is to kind of multiply vertically, like you learned to do in elementary school. We can line these up. Well, first of all, write them in standard form, okay, and line them up on top of each other like this, okay. Then when we multiply, we're going to multiply just like you learned how to multiply 2-digit numbers, okay. The negative 3 times 2. Negative 3 times 2 gives us negative 6, and then the negative 3 times the negative 5 gives 5a, gives us positive 15a. Then we take the negative 3 times the 2a, get negative 3a. And now we come to the second number on the bottom, the a, and we're going to start right under the a. A times 2 gives us 2a. Okay, so now we are multiplying the top equation by a. So when we multiply the top equation by a times this gives us 2a, a times negative 5a gives us negative 5a squared, and then a times a squared is a cubed. Then we can just add straight down. Okay, we're going to combine like terms by adding straight down. We have for our final answer. Okay. All right, and then the last way that we can do this multiplying is by thinking of it as areas. Okay, we can multiply by making a chart. We can multiply each term of one monomial by each term of the other by using a table to organize the products. So this time I'm going to put each number on the side of a table like this. And since I have 3 terms here, I'm going to need 3 columns. And since the second one has 3 terms, I need 3 rows. Okay, now I can just multiply each box. So this first box is y squared times y squared. So that gives me y to the 4. Now we have, in this box, is going to be y squared times negative y cubed. And then y squared times negative 3y, negative 3y squared. All right, now I'm going to multiply the negative 7y times each thing for its box. And negative 3 times negative 7 gives me positive 21y. And now I'm down to the 5. 5 times y squared is 5y squared. 5 times negative y is negative 5y. And 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Okay, so now I can combine like terms by adding on the diagonals of my box. So the first diagonal just has y to the 4. Combine like terms along the diagonal. So the first diagonal is in red, just has y to the 4. The second diagonal here is in pink. We can add those two together. And all the ones in green have y squared, so they're like terms. We can add all 3 of them together. And then the 2 blue ones, and then the red 15. So that gives us our final answer of y to the 4th minus 8y cubed plus 9y squared plus 16y minus 15. Okay, and the last goal for this lesson is to multiply binomials raised to a power. So if you see a binomial, that's something that has 2 terms and it's raised to a power, well, that power means that we are repeating that same thing times itself. So we're going to have to write it in expanded form. A plus 2b cubed means a plus 2b times a plus 2b times a plus 2b. So now we're going to have to multiply each one of these parts together. Let's take the last 2 terms here and multiply them together first. So we're going to do the same FOIL method that we did distribute the a to the a and the a to the 2b and the 2b to the a and the 2b to the 2b. Okay, so we're going to distribute that and we get this. And then the last step is to multiply the last one out. So now that I've multiplied, so first multiply 2 of the things together, then multiply the last thing together. And when we multiply the last one, I'm just distributing the a that's in red to each part and distributing the 2b then to each part. And that's what you see underneath here. Okay, so now we need to multiply each of those out. And then we combine like terms. So when you look for like terms here to combine, it has to have the same a and the same b. So this term, there's no other terms that have a cubed, so we'll leave that alone. The second term here has 4a squared b, so it has 2 a's and a b. Okay, looking for something else that also has that. The fourth term here also has 2 a's and a b. So I have 4 of them over here and 2 of them over there. That gives me 6 of them all together. And then I can also combine the 4ab squared with the 8ab squared to give me 12ab squared. Okay, and that is my final answer. All right, and that is it for this lesson.